I'm so stupid.
Freddy doesn't say one.
He is impossible. It's
Yeah.
physically impossible for him to say the word.
Freddy's a
Hypothetically.
goddamn professional.
Alright, I mean, we're unmuted, but we can keep...
Okay, so I'm gonna change things up a bit. Typically, I have you guys do the recap of the last session, but there's a lot of information we need to catch up on real quick. So
I totally
I'm going.
robbed that, by the way.
Yeah, it's so nice, isn't it?
It must just like I could pull up at the session. I'm like, all right, motherfuckers.
All right, so what'd we do?
What the fuck happened? I wasn't
So
paying attention.
I'm gonna do a general cover of the story so far, and then I'll have one of you do like last session specifically, just to make you guys feel involved. So as a general reminder, you've all awakened inside of this strange land filled with snow and pain and death and not happiness. And you've spent, I believe, a month and a half at this point inside of the lands exploring. The main plot at the current moment, you came across a group called the Galacoskald, who are a species native to this land. When someone dies, their soul doesn't move on, so the Galacoskald catches the soul and places it inside of a handmade body. When you were working with them, they helped you to bring back an old friend who had passed away, and you worked with them to protect their town while they did that for you. On the kind of journey there, you didn't run into, but you ran into the influence of someone that you so far have only called the Summoner, a powerful agent that the Galacoskald have requested that you remove. They informed you that said Summoner is most likely inside of the city to the far, I believe it was southwest, correct?
Sounds right.
Yes, it was southwest. Anyways, so you began your journey down to the city that you are unsure if it actually exists. Along the way, you ran into a town that had been infested with creatures. On the inside, you found a dying man. I believe his name was Aramond, who told you that he had been traveling with a oracle named Jezza that had warned him not to come in, but upon disobeying, he passed away.
Horribly dismembered at that.
He just
Yes.
passed away. Natural causes.
Yeah, natural causes of no more arm or leg-itis.
He had like a hole in his body, and so naturally he died.
It turns out you kind of need all that blood in your body. Yeah.
Kind of straight progression there. But in this town, you ran into I wouldn't say mysterious. You ran into a young girl named Eden, who initially you all thought was just going to be another person you had to tend to and help, but very quickly showed that they were a powerful ally of yours. Who would like to cover the last session? Josh. What
Let's
happened
see.
last session?
Hey Google, call my phone. Getting a phone call, guys.
I'll be right back, guys. Moving these for something. Let's see. We went back to the town after we had found out that we had been bamboozled by fucking
Lady, what's her nuts? Yeah.
Eden's friend, fucking what's her nuts,
Quote unquote friend.
quote unquote friend. Who?
Its name was
Yeah, thank you, Dethay. That we thought they were good. They weren't. They almost fucking killed Eden in the cold. We went back to fuck up their shit. We tried and failed stealth for the most part. Managed to get, I think, 1 or 2 attacks off. like I think a half a surprise round, something like that. Long and grueling fight. Many people went down multiple times. Point just could not fucking hit for the life of him near the end, and eventually resorted to trying to bring out the crazy shit within Eden. But we managed to take Dithay out. Shortly after, while collecting our shit and getting ready to head back to rest, Neve decided to piss off Eden again and actually set off the shit that turned Eden into, super powerful killer who just snapped and straight up knocked Neve out and bleeding out on the floor. We stabilized them and dragged them back, and Ithquin did apologize for his part in the midst of the fight. From there, we all mainly rested, and I think that was it. I might have missed something near the end during our resting bit. Oh, and Laszlo is still here and still has the jawbone firmly attached to his skull.
Yeah, Laszlo's somehow alive.
Mm-hmm. Laszlo hasn't been eaten by wild chickens yet.
All right.
Did I miss anything?
No. I will do a couple reminders. You had access to a seer pot that you used a while ago. The people you looked up a old ally of yours, Icholas, who disappeared, and you found that he was alive and well in a cave somewhere. You looked at what was her name?
The ambassador from the Galacoskald. That
Yes.
was.
That was Servana, right?
It's Salvis.
Salvis. You looked up Salvis, and you all saw an image of Neve. You looked up Gemis and got nothing. And then you looked up the high priestess inside the city, Vaya, and you saw a woman who appeared to notice your scry.
I wonder
that-
who that could be.
Well, we find ourselves inside of Edinburgh still. You are on the outskirts, the monsters have been slain, all that remains is for you to leave. Do you all have any final preparations, anything you want to say before you head out?
I suppose that it would be worth mentioning. Neve changed color. So, assuming everyone is waking up in the morning before prepping, as she walks out, instead of her usual golden jaundice-colored looking hands, you're seeing like an icy blue.
You see, Bryce is genuinely confused, but he knows as a human he's not supposed to see color, so he's going to choose to ignore it.
Gentle reminder, do you have your permanent debuff marked down?
I already applied it to my sheet, I believe, but let me put it under features and traits. That way I
says
remember.
right here that Bryce wets the bed every night.
Yeah, where I used to have a +1 to strength, I now have just a flat +0. So
Also, I will just say in the morning when they wake up, Ithquin will have Chlora turn into a red scaled little dragon that shoots a little bit of fire just in case, so we have something to help keep us warm.
Okay. That works. Upon waking, you'll see... God, we have so many fucking NPCs at this point. I have to kill a couple of them.
Can we get some more?
We only have two! You have Baxter and Eden.
And Laszlo.
Laszlo's not
Razzle's
controlled
gonna
by
die
you.
anyway.
Yeah!
Laszlo's basically a sandbag at this point.
a sandbag that can produce a lot of neato burrito stuff with this alchemy.
Yeah, you're a sandbag like from Smash Brothers.
Oh, we just leave him here, and he just makes a bunch of potions, and we come back before the end of the campaign to pick him up, and we'll drink all the potions and beat the last.
Yeah, you'll
boss.
fight the final boss as God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see Eden had kind of set up a little cot by the table here, and she's awake by now, kind of eating some dry rations. Baxter's by the door, seemingly not have moved since you all saw him last.
Well, I do think we'll be leaving soon. You alive in there? And I'll kind of... You said it was Baxter hadn't moved?
What was that?
You said Baxter hadn't moved?
Yeah, like he was like leaning against the door here, and then when you all come out, it looks like he had not budged an inch over the entire night.
Just kind of like gingerly like tap my shoe on his, not kicking him, but just like, are you alive, my friend?
He turns his head up and looks down at you. I'm alive. I just don't sleep.
Imagine the work you could get done. Digging all night, checking out every rune in sight.
Well, the majority of my work involves violence and needing to be on the move, so...
We should be on the move here shortly, then.
He nods.
Hey. Neem? What is it again? It's been like 2.5 weeks. Neve?
Niam.
Pronounced.
Neem.
Neem.
Should be a V at the end of it, but there's not.
It's Gaelic phonetics, so of course it's gonna screw with you.
Neve,
Hey.
how are you feeling? Are you ready for travel?
Yeah. I can do that.
Right. I gather you're ready as well, Quint. Any last details or things you need crossed off your list?
No, I'm good. I'm good when Chlora here is ready for cold weather again.
All right. What about you, Eden? Are you prepared to leave your hometown?
She nods. What's it out like there? Fuck. What's it like out there? Sorry, had a stroke.
Wait, what did you say?
I said, what's it out like there?
What's out there, bro? Like, what's out, bro? You know what I'm... Yep.
Anyways,
Bro.
what's it like out there?
Do you have any extra jackets?
I have a couple.
Yeah, bring them all.
It's gonna get cold.
She nods and starts kind of digging around in her bag and draws out a couple and puts them on.
Well, as he said, it'll be cold out there. As far as we've seen, this supernatural snow stretches onward for as far as the eye can see. So we'll have to go past where our eyes can see.
You said we're heading for a city, right?
Yes, I'm hoping they have a way to protect themselves from the snow like this place once did.
Do we know anything about it?
Oh, just that somebody there wants to kill us.
Okay, so that's the first I've heard of this. What's the deal there?
Well, we were coexisting with another group of individuals that were attacked by this... We've just taken to calling them the Summoner. For better or worse, we need the attacks to stop, so that's why we're going to the city to figure out what's going on. We don't know if he's targeting us as well, or just the group that we were living with.
Okay. Interesting. Do we know if the city is, safe? Or are we going to be, under attack as soon as we get there?
I mean, are we going to be under attack as soon as we leave this building?
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll be there to protect you, and you'll be there to protect us, so we can just hope for the best, and I suppose if need be, I can try to talk my way out of any situation involving humans. It's easier to do that than with monsters.
She
and
nods.
with Ithquint, he's hard to talk to as well.
He's a bit more of a fight first, ask questions later. And she motions the bandage on her arm.
He's a bit more fight first, learn to read later. That was a side, he couldn't hear me.
Wait, what's that? I heard something about. I'm pretty sure I heard something about my name.
Oh, You have such great hearing, is what I was saying.
Goddamn right I do. Everyone ready?
That's what I was asking. We all said yes. Oh wait,
Aiden and Master
Laszlo.
nod.
Are you ready?
Huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. Yeah, guys.
You know, this could be our last trip together.
Uh, uh,
Is there anything you want to do, Laszlo, that could, anything cross off a bucket list, or anything like is there a favorite food you might miss or something?
I guess we're actively in the process of trying to fulfill that wish of getting us all the fuck out of here, guys. But I'll try my best.
Buddy.
It's. I mean, well, that's. I'm gonna shut up now. And Lazzle will just he'll just instead of getting fresh water for everyone, he's just gonna make a vial of acid with his alchemy jar today. And he's not sharing.
Wow, so I guess we won't treat you like a Make-A-Wish kid anymore then.
Alright. So, you all plan to head on out?
Yeah, Bryce is down. He did his ritual the night before. I think I ended up. We said that one of us had Revivify, so I changed what I picked, right?
I don't remember who might have had that.
The only
Was
person
it,
that can have Revivify is
It was
Neve.
Neve, right? You said you picked it
Yes, I have Revivify.
up? Okay, because I didn't pick it up. I picked up Summon Undead, so.
Alright. So, we begin travel as you all move back out into the heavy snow. It is very uncomfortable adjusting from the warmth that you've grown accustomed to again and moving back into a very frigid, near zero temperature. And you begin your trek, and it is long, and it is miserable and uncomfortable. And you head southwest. Let me roll a random encounter. All right.
I hope he rolls Ancient White Dragon, honestly.
Oh god.
All right, so you all get to meet Comvrak, a boss I set up about like 2 years ago when I didn't know how to balance.
Bryce fucks the dragon. Bryce fucks the dragon.
Well, we're waiting, Bryce. Roll for endurance.
Oh god.
your first night of travel, your first day of travel.
Damn. Did not survive.
Your first day of travel goes fairly uneventful, just kind of trekking through miserable environments. You, end up coming through kind of a sparse...
Coming.
You end up passing through a sparse wooded area with a sparse frozen river running alongside it, and you walk along that for the majority of the day until eventually night falls. I'm gonna have 2 people take watch who would like to do that.
Aw. Bryce has a
You
watch
know it.
kink. He's down.
I'll take watch.
All right, so you'll take first watch. Can you go ahead and roll a perception for me?
Keep an eye out good tonight, and I'll guidance you.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna say, and Clora's gonna help for advantage. Guidance. 25.
Spicy.
Over the night, you've grown used to the...
There's no A in Bingo though.
What was that?
Said
Oh.
A25.
Hey, don't interrupt the DM.
You've grown used to the sight of these kind of undulating lights above you, these pulsing flashes of energy on the entire spectrum of color and light. And this night is no different, but as you're watching,
Building your
Ifquin,
scrub so that hopefully I don't.
As you're watching, you see that you've grown used to like a starless sky. You don't know if that's because there's no stars here or if because there's like a cloud coverage. But as you're watching that night, you catch a glimpse of something you haven't seen in a long time as a shooting star kind of appears in the lights above you and shoots down across the night sky.
He thinks to himself for a moment. Thinks for a moment. Hearing tales of the child of wishing upon a shooting star and the lights glowing, and thinks just goddamn he still has that gem. And yeah, doesn't think too much of it, but keeps an eye and ear out for anything that might be attracted to the glowing traveling beacon that is Bryce.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Nothing else really happens over the course of your watch. Who would like to take second watch?
I gotcha.
Like I'll kind of gently kick Bryce. Hey,
Ow!
gentle kick. Jesus, you're not Laszlo.
I was sleeping. It's gonna startle me.
Yeah, well, it's your turn for watch, bud.
It's fucking
Been an
cold.
eventful night so far.
I miss the city. I won't lie. Fuck, it's cold. All right, Silas, quit slacking off, and I'll just fucking throw the skull up into the air and it starts floating around my head. I'll go ahead and take my watch.
Here, this will give you some. This will keep you warm a little.
As he just says,
you got
in
liquor?
Draconic, he just says in Draconic comfort, to Clora as they like skitter from around their neck, like climb up your arm, like up your like leg, up to your chest, and like just curl around your neck, and it just feels like a really warm scarf. And they start to go to sleep around your neck.
This is nice.
They'll keep you warm.
I was
through the
hoping
night.
when you said keeping me warm.
Wormlings
I'd
are
have,
warm-blooded?
liquor, but
Well, this is a dragon that breathes fire. It's gotta have. It's
gonna be a little warm.
Now that I think about it, yeah, makes sense.
I'll go ahead and give myself guidance as well, and then just to see if anything cool pops out as I'm taking my watch, I'm gonna start telling a tale. 7. I don't think that helps me any at all with that roll. That's the notes. That's the beguiler. That's the gnomish bard that likes to talk about taxes. So I'm gonna give Ithquin some weird dreams.
All right.
So while the gnome is talking to him about taxes, I'll take my watch.
Numbers. Numbers. Numbers.
Oh, compound interest. Oh.
Don't audit me.
Just rolling perception then.
Yeah.
Plus a d4.
Numbers.
Hey, Ithquint, nice 25. Try rolling a 27.
All right. Over the course of your watch, you see at one point it's starting to near the equivalent of day in this land, but you see kind of a flash of two eyes walking about maybe 100 feet to the east of your camp. Give me just a second.
The what? Oh.
What is...
What the fuck?
It's been like 2.5 weeks. I'm on some energy, okay? Leave me alone.
Anyways, you see the flash of two eyes near your camp.
I see the clash of like two eyes near my camp.
Yeah.
Okay. I will pretend like Bryce doesn't see it, and I'll have Silas like start increasing the distance he flies around me, and I'll look through his eyes as like Silas tries to float closer to those eyes.
Have Silas roll a stealth for me.
Okay. I think I have him using the spell of the stat block of a raven. Let me make sure about that. Extras. Or maybe it's a bat.
Yeah, I think he used a
Regardless.
bat.
Stealth is nothing extra, so he just gets +2 to this. Dirty 20. He gets sneaky skull.
As the skull of Silas kind of floats around in these concentric circles, eventually they float over the area where the eyes had been, and as he looks down, you note a on the smaller side, an Arctic fox that is kind of picking through the foliage.
Well, I suppose Sebastian had friends out here after all. Bryce thinks about the Arctic fox that he summons as a spirit, and he's gonna kind of slowly pick himself up, take a few steps closer to the fox, not enough to spook it, and he'll kind of just like whistle softly to get its attention.
Mm-hmm. As you do, its head kind of like perks up and it looks in your direction, and then kind of like hunches down as if getting ready to move away.
Easy, easy. It's all right. What brings you this close to the light tonight?
It kind of like, how close to it are you?
As close as I feel like it'll comfortably let me get without instantly spooking.
Okay, so probably within like 10 feet, and it kind of walks forward a couple more and sniffs the air in your direction before it turns around and starts slowly trotting away, looking back at you every now and then.
I'm going to... As like I got within the 10 feet, I'll kind of, it's just a little verbal and a somatic. I'm going to do prestidigitation. I'm going to kind of just, like a little warming wind around the fox to kind of warm it up a little bit.
Okay. It'll stop and kind of like sniff the air, and then it'll continue moving onwards.
Okay. As it moves further away, can I go check what it was digging at?
Yes. As you kind of head over, give me a survival check.
Ooh, Bryce is good at those. See?
As you get there, you are surprised to see a small batch of carrots in this frozen ground.
Bryce doesn't eat rabbit food, he leaves it alone. No, he's
Okay.
gonna... We're
Don't
low
eat
on
the food that you-
resources.
Don't eat the food that your food eats.
Yeah.
So yeah, you find a batch of 5 carrots.
Ooh, I will add 5 carrots. I'm gonna beat your boss with carrots. I hope you know that. I'm gonna hold
What?
on to those till the end of the campaign,
Oh.
and you're gonna regret giving them to me.
Beat your boss with carrots.
All right. Anything else you would all like to do over this rest or the next day?
I just remembered I have a super cursed eye in my inventory.
You have a what?
A super cursed eye.
The eye isn't cursed. You just don't know how to use it. You also have a hand.
Well, I know I know what the hand does. It's perfect, but the eye will blind me if I look at any light.
Yeah.
Seems a little cursed.
It's
while
good
I'm on
in-
watch, if I put my eye on while I'm just taking watch at the campfire, does the campfire blind me?
Yes.
Okay, so anything that's not pitch black.
You do know the lights above you don't blind you.
Okay.
But they seem to be almost like in black and white. Any other light source, though, instantly blinded.
I can like on and off pretty easy this thing. It doesn't like require attunement or like it's not a time thing, right?
I believe. What was it? I don't believe you need to attune to it. I believe
Okay.
it is. They put it on, and you're good to go.
Like fire to my back, like light behind me. I put the eye on. I have dark vision out for a while, or
Yeah, the edges of your vision are a little bit blurry, just kind of from the progression of the light. But you do see like ahead into the darkness perfectly, like much further than anyone else with dark vision.
okay. Cool. Yeah, so I'll take the 5 carrots. Let me add those here. And then if I don't see anything else too interesting, Bryce will pull back to the fire. He'll let Silas continue the rest of his watch, and it's been a little while since we've been out under the stars.
It's been a while.
Been a while. Bryce is gonna pull the thing he's carrying in his bag out. He's gonna take a minute to look it over again.
Okay. What do you do with it?
I eat one of the carrots.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm this way.
What do you do with the What do you do with the thing?
So I think I've already cast Identify on it once before, right?
I believe so, yes. And you just got a very weird vision of this, like, conglomeration of, like, intense magical focus and power.
Which
Okay.
thing is this? The thing that sends off a beacon every night
Don't worry about it.
that you swear you didn't take?
Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do 2 things. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast Guidance on the sphere.
Guidance on what?
I'm gonna cast Guidance on it.
On it?
Yeah,
Okay, what kind of magic is guidance?
Divination.
As you do, the part, like, you kind of brush your finger against it as you bless it with guidance, and the streak where you run your finger, it's like running your hand through like dirty water, and it like turns this like bright gold, this like kind of divine light comes out of the spot where you blessed it.
I'm gonna then, like on the underside of it, I'm gonna cast Light as I touch the bottom. That's an evocation spell.
Light is evocation?
Yes.
Mhm.
What the
So
fuck?
so is Cure Wounds.
What?
Yeah, all the healing spells are evocation.
Yes.
And it's weird.
All
Because
the-
in other games, Cure Wounds is like, oh, it's conjuration.
Yes, because it's emitting an energy of some form. It is evocation, basically.
All right. Well, as you kind of touch along the bottom of it, this red light emits from where you cast the spell.
Red light from evocation, and then gold from divination.
Mhm.
So yeah, clerics cast a lot of necromancy spells and evocation spells. Because all the spells that bring a player back from the dead are necromancy.
I mean, I would rule healing spells as conjuration because you're summoning flesh.
Nope, evocation.
God.
But
Hate that
okay,
idea.
so I have that one. I'll go down the line. It's giving me different results. I'll do Prestidigitation, and I will just make like a symbol. No, I'll get there. I'll make a symbol of the transmutation school appear on it.
Is that spelled-
Prestidigitation is transmutation, yeah.
Okay. The symbol just doesn't appear, but
Okay.
it turns green where you tried to cast the spell.
Just gonna like look left and look right and make sure no one can see what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're good. Everyone else is still asleep. It's like the
Bryce
very
Settles
Okay,
in to mock an object. He just like pulls the orb in real close, like you little bitch boy, aren't you?
what kind of magic is that?
Enchantment.
What spell is that?
Vicious mockery.
Whisper in your ear. Yeah, you're a little bitch boy, aren't you?
Could you do a favor?
Yeah.
Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, it makes
Oh
sense.
no!
Ooh, Bryce is good at
You're
these.
the bitch boy, Bryce. You're the bitch boy.
Okay,
That ain't
All right.
bad.
you manage to like resist it, but as you whisper it, it feels like this torrent of words come flooding into your mind. And you manage to push it back, just due to your training. But it's very clear. Don't do that.
Did casting the spell on it make another light pop up?
What was that?
Did the enchantment spell make another light pop up though?
Yes. That brought up a kind of like orange.
Okay. What else do I have in here? That's
you,
enchantment.
Bryce, you are the
That's
bitch boy.
divination, evocation, enchantment. I can only do that as a ritual, and it takes a whole hour. But I could do find familiar for conjuration. Do you have anything else as conjuration?
You have transmutation?
I already did
You already did
transmutation.
transmutation.
You did transmutation?
Yeah.
Yeah, prestidigitation.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I will. Damn. I mean, I hate to be that guy that just like I'm just gonna burn all my spell slots before a long rest because I know I'm gonna get one. But my only illusion spell is 3rd level, so I'm gonna do hypnotic pattern. I'm just gonna make like a big. I'll apologize to everybody, but a big fucking like strobe light goes off for a minute.
Are we in the area? Do we need to do anything? Are we waking up from this?
I mean, your eyes are closed. You're probably okay.
I haven't said blue yet, right?
No.
And that is an illusion spell, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the spell doesn't proc. Like, nothing
It eats
appears
the slot?
except... Yeah,
Okay.
it glows blue, and I do need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
We're all gonna come to, and Bryce is gonna be like slack jawed, like.
Stroke overnight.
Oh,
A
no.
little less good this time, but we know what's up. Features
Like,
and
As
trades.
it turns this blue, and as you watch, it is the most beautiful color you've ever seen. Like, this is just enrapturing. It's this deep, like, azul, and you're staring into it, and parts of your mind just start slowly going blank as this is all encompassing. And you come to, and as you look, the orb is maybe half an inch off the ground. Like, you're holding it, and it's like as you were charmed, you leaned down and like put it here, about to touch the ground when you came back.
Well, that was interesting. All right, Bryce will like stay. He'll sit down like near like where his bedroll and everything is, to where like there's a bunch of cloth between him and the ground,
Mm-hmm.
to where at least it'd be more difficult to place it directly on the earth.
Okay.
He'll take a deep breath. He'll cast guidance, and he'll go for his last school of magic. He'll do summon undead to do necromancy. Or actually, I think that's conjuration.
With a saving throw.
Oh, you're right. It's a guidance. It's resistance to saving throws, huh?
Mm-hmm. Resistance to saving throws. Yeah.
You know what? We still do it though.
What spell are you doing?
I thought
I'll do speak with dead. It's 3rd level necromancy.
Speak with the dead. The dead gem.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What-oh?
Bryce just like casts the spell. He goes knock knock.
The entire orb goes pitch black, to the point that light around it seems to bend and get pulled into it.
All the other lights go away.
All other lights go away. The sky goes black. Not as in like the entire sky, but as in like the lights that are typically out disappear.
But all the lights that I put on the globe are gone.
Yes.
Can I try doing I'll do light on it for evocation to get the red light to come back on?
Nothing comes back.
Oh, you broke it.
Big oof, Bryce.
You gave
moment.
it anxiety.
I will.
You notice it's beginning to roll.
I'm holding it.
Oh, I thought you had placed it like...
No, I'm holding it.
Okay, well, if you're holding it, you feel it's like pulling, and it's like with a 5-year-old, how like it's not hard to pull, but you do kind of have to adjust your balance so that they don't like get away. You know what I mean?
Let it go and watch it roll and follow it.
Well, Ithquint can't know I have this.
I
don't
It
trust-
already knows you have it.
I don't trust Neve, so like I'll kind of like
How much time has
softly
passed?
I'll softly kick Eden awake real quick.
Oh my god, Ithquin already knows you have it. He's fucking
How-
called you on it.
How much time has passed since we started the rest?
It's probably been 5 hours.
Okay, Neva be up now. She, being an elf, she only needs to trance for 4 hours for a long rest.
Okay. I mean, you haven't seen Bryce doing any of this though.
Oh no, yeah. She's
Yeah,
been keeping to
okay.
herself. Keeping to herself.
She
just being
definitely
comforted.
saw that the night lights went away.
Yeah, you did notice that.
So it'd be a.
I look over, I see like Neve's awake. I still don't trust Neve. I don't want to let Ithquin know I have this thing, so I'm gonna wake up.
Ithquin already
Eden.
knows.
Yeah. So
Hey, man, as soon as I admit that you know, you definitely know. Until then, deniable plausibility.
Yeah. So it'd be.
You're
So
a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Neve would be seeing. Yeah. Noticing the lights went out. And just. What do you make of that?
Super weird. I don't know. I hate Eden.
Eden kind of like comes awake and looks at you and what time is it?
Hey, this is a lot to drop on you at this time and hour, but if something really bad happens to me in the next 5 minutes, I'm sorry, and don't tell Ithquin that it was my fault, but I'm gonna figure out what this thing wants me to do real quick, so you wanna watch me?
She like looks at the orb, looks at you, looks at the sky, notices the lights are gone, looks back down at you. What
Uh-huh.
the fuck?
Yeah, I know. It's a lot. I'm processing it right now, too. I think I just broke the lights.
Uh,
I think I just broke.
I
If
think I just
you-
broke Aurora Borealis.
if you promise to explain all of this in the morning, not now, then yeah, I'll watch.
Hey, if I'm alive in the morning, I'll explain everything.
She'll get up, she'll grab her 2 daggers and sheath them and kind of sits down next to you, rubbing her eyes sleepily.
Alright, well.
I mean, I could keep a bird's eye view on him. If
Hey, we're not talking to you. Just because you can see us talking doesn't mean you're part of the conversation. I'm gonna follow the 5-year-old tugging on my hand.
It is desperately trying to get to the ground.
All right, well, I'm gonna take a good safety step away from Eden in case this thing explodes. I just I look over. I'm assuming Neve is just watching me in curiosity the whole time.
Yes, quietly.
I just kind of look at you. I look down at the orb. I look back up at you. I look up at the sky, and then I mic drop.
Do you drop it like hard, or do you like just allow it to pull your arms down?
I'd probably allow it to pull my arms down. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and then like as Neve looks back down from the sky to like look at me, I'm like already crouching down, just like hoping that they didn't see me put it on the ground.
So, 2 things. 1, I am sending you a track I would like you to play.
Okay.
2,
You guys ready for the
Would
secret
you-
Zephyrus boss fight right now?
would you prefer this to take place one-on-one or with the others here?
I'm cool. I mean, I can just choose not to tell their character shit, so we don't have to do a one-on-one.
So you're fine if they're here?
Yeah.
Alright. Can you put on that soundtrack I just sent you?
Broken entirely by Bryce.
As it touches the ground, you see this like weird emission from it, this like pulse. And as you look up, it moves across the entire landscape in view. It's like this shockwave that travels across every single little thing you can see. And you turn to Eden kind of surprised, like, oh, shit. And she is perfectly still, like, not reacting whatsoever.
Eden. I'll kinda,
She's
like,
silent.
I'll take another step towards her. Does the
Okay.
ground seem to like I'm displacing snow just fine, yeah?
As you walk, you notice the snow is like perfectly solid, as if you like can't push down on it.
I'm gonna
Nor-
walk
you're used.
to
Oh, go ahead,
Eden over Ithquint.
Oh, like he's like 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 you step on him.
Of course.
So like like you step on cloth and it moves. As you step on the cloth, it is perfectly still, unmoving and
Look what you
unaffected.
did. You broke time.
Hey, man, it's the scientific method. I had to step on you.
Laszlo appreciates this principle. If he was even aware of what the fuck was going on right now.
The last spell I cast was Speak with Dead. Can I just kind of try to fall back on that residual casting and just speak out around me?
Can
Just be
you?
like, I'm just like, that's what I'm trying to do with Bryce. Is
Yeah.
that since that was the spell he cast, he's gonna focus on the energy it took to cast that spell, and he's just gonna call out. It'll be, "Am I alone in here?"
The voice you hear is unlike any voice you've ever heard. It doesn't come from one source.
Is it like
It's
Boomhauer
more
in
like
a Quagmire?
it's more like the ground shakes, the leaves around you rustle, and the wind blows in just a way that it sounds like the world itself is spelling out the word no. As you sit, not sit, as you kind of wander, you feel a heavy wind begin to pelt you. You notice that the sky above has gone dark like a storm.
All right. Bryce will focus on the next question. He'll get to the important stuff first. Am I in trouble?
Again, you feel the earth itself speak to you. Rocks rumble and the snow shifts and slides and give it back.
Looking at my notes real quick. Forgive me. Where did I have
A
on this?
light rain begins to fall.
I don't know where I put it. Where was it? It was this thing was, we know of our guilt, but not its bounds. The heart we've stolen from her. She seeks it. She salts our lands. Would I gain any like idea that this was a female voice talking to me?
It's difficult because of the way that it speaks, but that is a safe assumption.
Okay. We cannot return it, for her chest is filled with ichor, waters of pain and death. We are sorry, we are scared. Return it if you can, deep, deep, the world's bosom. How do I return it?
As you ask, the wind begins blowing much harder, kind of pushing you in one direction, almost as if it's urging you to move.
I'll follow the wind for a bit.
Can you roll a perception for me?
Yeah. 18. I had a guidance sitting on me from earlier, so I'll make it a 22.
Feels like the rain feels weird to you. You can hear it, but it just, everything feels off, and it takes you a few moments to realize, as you look down, the rain is not falling from the sky, but instead it is raising from the earth towards the clouds.
The earth is crying.
The wind pushes you, and as you move, you notice near your campsite is a cliff overlooking the landscape you swore was not there before.
Bryce will take a cautious look at the safety of his camp. He'll do like a double, like trying to wake up smack on Ithquint to see if he can get time to continue. And if
It is like smacking fucking a boulder.
I mean, that's normal, timeless or not. Be real here.
Bryce just like curses his chiseled jawline and walks over to where the he put the orb down on the ground. Is it still there?
Yes.
Is Chlora like frozen, wrapped around his neck?
Yes. Wait, around Bryce's neck?
Yeah, 'cause he had given it to Bryce to like keep him warm. 'Cause
Oh.
he was like, "Oh fuck, it's cold." He's
Oh,
like,
I
"Yeah,
didn't.
this
I
will
didn't know
warm
you
me
did
up."
that. No, I'll just say Chlora's like sleeping on the ground.
Okay.
Or just floating in the air.
Bryce wasn't used to having his neck so warm in proportion to the rest of his cold body, so he just let the dragon sleep in the snow. Okay, yeah. Do I feel like if I picked it up and took it with me, that'd be a bad thing? Like,
It doesn't-
is picking it up gonna end all this? Is what I'm curious. Obviously, I don't know.
It feels like this is a force that you have zero control over.
Okay, I'll pick it up and take it with me, just so I have at all times I know where it is.
Yeah. You pick up the orb and you bring it with you. Do you go to the cliff that it was directing you to?
Yep.
As you approach, the wind stops
Or
pushing
as
you.
right before I leave, I'm gonna, if I can open like my bag and shit, I'm gonna write a note that just says my bad, and then sign it Bryce and put that next to Eden.
Yeah, I'll allow that. You approach the cliffside and you see that it is giving you this view of just like miles and miles, and you can see mountains and peaks and rivers and valleys, and the wind stops pushing you and more just becomes like an average, like blowing all around you.
You want me to write a song about high mountains and low valleys? Wide rivers? I'll survey the landscape. Is there anything in particular that draws his eye from up here?
Not particularly, but you notice flashes of light beginning to happen across the sky, like lightning.
Bryce will like hold the ball out over the cliff.
With that, there's a lightning strike, but it takes you a second to process like what happened. But you watch as this kind of rubble and pieces of scattered ground come together off of the ground as if they had been blown apart and they were acting it in reverse. And as they come to one point, you see this bolt of lightning emerge from the earth, streaking towards the sky.
And I can see where that happened.
Mm-hmm. It's a ways ahead of you. But this begins happening all across the landscape, so it doesn't seem like one specific spot.
What are you showing me?
As you ask, you feel the earth beneath you rumble, and you turn around and you see that the dirt and the bits of plant and grass and whatever foliage is left is pulling together, forming this person about your height. And as she comes to form, you see it looks as if her chest has been torn open, and you see a large hole where her heart should be.
Well, surely it's not this easy, you know. Meander over. Do I sense any hostility coming from her right now?
Give me an insight.
Okay. Can I let Silas maybe aid me a little bit?
Silas is not moving.
Damn. Okay. You're never here when I need you. 7. Earth mommy, rock
You
on.
you can't pick out any specifics, but you detect a very malevolent force from her. Why did you take it?
Hey, first of all, I found it in ruins that was already talking about people taking it, so, I mean, like, if I steal from a thief, I'm a good guy. That's how that works. Second of all, I want to give it back, I think. How do I do it?
You must go to where it was taken. And she takes a few steps towards the cliff. And she lifts her hand and she points across the landscape. And as you watch, the ground in a perfect line from where she points begins pulling apart and splitting, forming this massive valley spanning across the entirety of what you can see, until eventually, miles and miles away, you see a single mountain that is not covered in snow, and the valley ends there.
I'll look at that, I'll take note, and then I'll look at her. Who are you?
I have been stolen.
I'll help you. I'll take this there.
She kind of like takes a step towards you, and she like holds her hands out, exposing like the massive wound in her chest.
Bryce will cast Healing Word, and he'll just go, ouch. Looks like that hurts.
As you cast it, the ball absorbs all of the magic, and it does nothing.
Well, all right. I'll this looks weird from a third-person perspective, but I'll place the orb in the wound.
As you walk forward, you walk up and you push it into her, and the earth around you begins to shudder. The valley that you just watched be created begins to fill quickly with all of the displaced dirt, and the rain from above begins falling all over again. You see the lightning strikes that you've been watching begin happening in the correct order, and the orb becomes burning hot, etching into your hands until eventually it all goes silent, and you can put on the other soundtrack again. You open your eyes, you are holding the orb, and it's back to its normal colors. The woman is gone, and you feel a kind of newfound power within you.
Am I back where I was, or am I on top of a cliff now?
You're on the cliff.
Does it seem like time is still frozen?
It seems like everything is progressing normally again.
Fuck, it's cold. I look out in the distance. Do I see the fire that I just left in abandoned camp?
Yes.
All right, I will start meandering my way back through the fire, back towards the camp.
You
To which
make
I
your
assume I
way-
come back and Eden has woken everybody up because I just randomly disappeared.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Eden is, like, looking around desperately. Ithquin looks irritated but awake. And she sees you, she's like, what the fuck?
Hey, it took a long time to find a tree I could piss on.
I watched you touched it, the ground, and then you were gone, just like that.
Yeah, shit was crazy. But I don't owe you an explanation until morning, so I'm going to bed.
I feel like I've been stepped on. It's weird. Oh, God. Fuck.
You got a step on, Kink? Is that what's on?
Oh, I felt like someone stepped on.
That's what you dream
Sleep is
about,
weird.
huh? What's next? You
Not
gonna tell me you
normally,
dream about
no.
taxes?
No, normally I dream about fucking killing people, but yeah, someone stepped on me or something. Ugh.
Hey man, I think you're imagining things. Anyway, thank you, Eden.
Someone slapped me or something.
Sorry for freaking everybody out. I'm gonna get some sleep. I feel a little lethargic.
Eden nods. I'll finish your watch.
Appreciate it.
No,
Silas, you help her out.
You can get rest. I can take care of it. I've gotten adequate rest.
I've got it, Neve.
Shit.
Just like a little fist bump before I go to bed.
Yeah, Neve will just squint and just go back to her go back to her sleep her sleeping bag whatever. Yeah, okay.
Oracle runs over to Quinn. He's fine. I'm gonna. Since there's still time, I'm gonna keep sleeping. Wake me up when it's time.
Bryce, what do you do?
I lay down for a little bit, wait to hear Ithquint snoring, kind of like a rollover. Taxes, and then I roll back and go back to bed.
No, they're not real.
I assume you know what this means, correct, Terry?
Yes, that's fine. We can
Okay.
talk more about that later.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm assuming that won't come up until later, as far as being able to practically use it.
I mean, did you take it already, or are you taking that next time?
I'll take that next time, so I'll let the power build.
Okay, works for me. Yeah, the rest of the night goes very peacefully. You all awaken 3-4 hours later. Eden reports nothing happens. anything you all want to do over the next handful of days, because we are going to kind of zip through some timelines.
No, I think I'm gonna. The next night are the lights back.
Yes.
Okay. Bryce will
Yeah.
take some time to reflect and write in his journal. He doesn't have anything in particular importance.
Really weird that these lights are all of a sudden following us before we found that gem.
What, Jim?
Yeah, you know, the one from that ruin that had lights over it and didn't have lights over it after we left and could see it in the distance. Really weird. Really weird.
Ithquin,
Uh-huh.
what the fuck are you talking about?
You know, the lights that seem to follow us ever since we joined up with you and found
Well, yeah,
that gem.
we touched the gem, it healed us, and now we have its power, so the lights follow us.
Yeah, but you'd think the lights would keep staying over the ruins.
No, we left the gem there. The lights are
Yeah.
with us because we touched the gem.
You know, I don't think that's how light gems work. But, you know, I'm not enough of a scientist to really debate you with it.
Look, you know what? I feel bad that this power is following us now. So here, and, check this out. I'll throw him the eye.
Yeah, it's an eye. So what?
Look through it, right at the sun.
Do you?
I'm stupid, but I'm not so stupid as to look at the sun. I'm good, thank you. He'll toss it back.
No fun. Puts it in the pocket.
Neve, what do you want to do over the next few days?
We're just traveling, right?
Yeah, you're continuing your journey. Anything you want to happen?
She's doing
Anyone
just
you
that.
want to role play with?
No, she's doing just that. She's keeping quiet, short, sweet, and simple.
All right. The next few days progress without any excitement. The nights go simple. There's a storm every now and then, but nothing big.
I never fixed Bryce's strength score. Let me fix that real quick.
One shadow touch, you're gone, bucko.
Over here, like, why do I have a -4 strength?
That just sounds normal for Bryce.
Yeah.
The next few days proceed. I'm gonna have each of you, one by one, roll a night perception check. We're gonna start with Neve.
To me.
All right. Let me. The night of your watch, you notice a large crow kind of settles on top of one of your tents. And it's like loud, but not loud enough to wake anyone else, but annoyingly loud for you.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Rather than wasting time to ritual cast for 10 minutes, we'll just burn a spell slot for Speak with Animals. What brings you here?
You're kind of thrown off. You cast it, and then you ask what brings you here, and the crow looks at you, and then it just squawks again. No language or, like, words behind it. Just a loud, irritating squawk.
It's just squawking. Like, do you not understand what I'm saying? Why are you here?
It like hops off and kind of like waddles down in front of you, looks up, and then again just a loud, irritating squawk.
I guess I'll follow it. I'll walk up closer.
It's not like walking anywhere. It's just standing in front of you.
Oh, is it standing in front of me?
Yeah,
It's-
just continuously squawking.
What? It's a dreadful creature. I will. Yeah, I'll try. I'll just try walking away from it. See if it follows me.
It does, very noisily.
Okay. All right. I will sprout wings with my cape of the bat and fly. Are we? Are there trees around here right now?
Yeah, I'll say sure.
Cool. I'll go fly up in a tree.
It follows you, and it's chirping, it's going.
Okay. Get a little further away from where no one's gonna see us. We'll a little further away. We'll just whoosh just a little further away.
It's gonna. Can you roll deception? It's gonna roll insight.
Okay.
It got a 19 insight.
Jesus. Jesus Christ. Okay.
What kind of bird was it
It
again?
follows. It's a crow. It follows you.
A crow.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So it's just still right next to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna punt the fucker.
Like kick it.
Yeah. Just give it a good boot.
You kick it and lets out like a and like
Yeah.
flies off.
Yes. Good. Just don't want them hearing that. Don't want them seeing me do that. They don't want me thinking I'm committing animal cruelty. I'll fly back to the camp.
An hour passes, and then you hear a very loud creature approaching you as the crow sets down again by your side.
I will. Fucking God, why? Why is this here? Okay, produce flame and mind you now, rather than just having like spawning like a bright red fireball like I normally do, it's just more it was like a small kind of like a small blue comet basically. Just huck it down.
It is dead.
That solves that.
The noise stops and you have a dead crow.
Yes. Let's see. If I'm still in watch, I'll fly back up in a tree and resume watch.
Yeah. All right. If Quint, go ahead and roll.
My perception.
Yes.
Guidance. Take that off. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Oh fuck up. Great.
As you are on watch one night, you hear a like kind of quiet like thunk against one of the tents.
Carefully, quietly take a peek.
You walk over and you see a pebble landed seemingly against it and fell down, and then you hear another thunk next to you. You see another pebble.
I'll look up.
It's dark. Do you want to make a... Well, you got 15. You can see a figure maybe 20 feet away, small, and they're like, they notice you looking, they kind of duck down and hide in the snow.
Hey, the hell are you doing up there? I'd advise you come out, otherwise I'll have to come up there.
They don't move whatsoever. They seem to think they are perfectly hidden from you.
I will take out one of my hand axes, and what's near them? Is there like a tree trunk or something near them?
Yeah.
I'll just get it perfectly aimed, just like right next to it, just aim to just hit the tree trunk right near them.
If anything, it seems to make them huddle down even further into the snow, where they're actually kind of hidden now. It's like, you know when a snake just kind of vibrates and then sinks into, like, sand? That's what they do.
Don't say I didn't warn you, as he'll quietly cast Dark Vision on himself, so he can actually fully see, and he'll, like, this is like 20 feet above us, you said?
No, like 20 feet away.
Which is 20 feet away to the side.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, the
yeah.
Dark Vision, he'll just start walking. He'll, like, just kind of and call Clora over, who'll, like, rush over to him, like, be up on his shoulder. Just like, I'm gonna give you one last chance.
How close to them are you?
How far away were they at first? 20 feet? Because then I'll walk up to maybe 5, 10, like, just close enough to swing a sword if need be.
They seem not to be moving it. They seem to think they are perfectly hidden. It also is a small figure wearing a cloak.
Can I tell as I get closer, thanks to the spell Dark Vision, what race or anything else about them?
They're pretty well covered by snow in their cloaks, so you can't really see.
he'll get up close, like even like if he stands like directly in front of them, they don't move, right?
Yeah.
I will grab the top of the cloak and just yank up.
They let out like a loud kind of squawk, and you pull up, and it looks like a child white kenku. And they're like kind of struggling, like amazed that you found them, and they're like trying to scratch at your arm, but it doesn't really seem to affect you a whole lot.
Thank you. Now, you want to tell me why you didn't just say what you are, who you are, what the hell you're doing?
It opens its mouth and lets out a voice you don't expect. No.
You got a name, kid?
It, like, they stop kind of scratching against you, and eventually they just kind of give up, and you're just holding them. They look up, and then they, in a very different voice, Sarah.
There.
What'd
The
you
hell
say?
you? She said, Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah, huh? What the hell you doing out around here by yourself?
Rocks.
Just wanted to throw rocks at people?
She doesn't, she like is trying to avoid eye contact.
Well,
She like twists, like looking the other way.
Still holding the hood in one hand, other hand will reach out and just grab the axe. Just
She'll like kind of panic and start like scratching at your arm again. Why do you have a habit of like harming children?
stab, not harmed the child yet.
No, he's asking clear, direct, and aggressive questions that they're just refusing to answer. Okay.
do you have any? Do you have parents, kid?
No.
Are you out here all by yourself?
Yes.
Are you trying to get somewhere?
No.
No. You're just living out here on your own?
Yes.
You hungry?
No.
Then why the hell were you throwing rocks at our camp?
No.
You were!
She like scratches at your arm more.
Hold on 1 second.
He's gonna keep holding them. He's gonna just walk back over to the camp, still having them by the hood. He's
Yeah.
gonna kick Bryce in like the kidney.
Wake up!
Oh, fucking. Oh,
You're good with people. Talk to
barely
this kid.
kicked you. What the fuck do you mean, kid? Oh, fuck.
You see him just standing above you, holding his Kenku child by the hood.
She's like fighting desperately to escape from you, but you were just entirely unaffected.
Give me 1
Good with
second.
kids. Their name is Sarah, apparently.
Sarah.
They were throwing rocks at our tents.
Oh, where are they now? Hello, Sarah. My, it's a pretty name. Where did you get it?
And she kind of like looks around and then looks down at you. Mother.
Yes, I haven't seen my mother in some time. How long ago was it since you've seen your mother?
Red storms.
Red storms, red storms. Well, I'm sorry if I've made you think of anything you'd rather not have. Well,
How was that?
did she make that sound?
She said no.
Oh, it came out as a...
Kick.
Oh, then, Sarah.
Mother. Red storms.
Right. Mother with red storms. Is that what you came here to tell me?
No.
What did you come here for?
Rocks.
Are the rocks involved with the red storm?
No.
Where are the rocks?
She kind of points at the tent she'd been throwing them at.
All right. Let's go see. I'll, walk over. I'll
pick up.
Does Ithquint just holler?
Yeah, It's just following along with this. It's not hit a point where he feels comfortable asking, "If I let you down, are you gonna run away?" Because he's pretty sure he'll hear yes.
Bryce will take a look at Ithquint and like nod a little bit, like double nod, like, "Hey, get in my head."
Get in your head.
Do the thing.
He'll think to you, knowing that you can't think back. Are you okay?
I thought I saw a spirit for a moment there. Forgive me. And then he'll walk over towards the tent.
It's not a two-way. It's one.
No, I know. He was just like, he wanted to let you know that he was trying to talk to you, and that he said that out loud.
Neva's still sitting quietly on her cot in a trance.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce will walk over to where the tent is. Whose tent is it?
It was Eden's.
Eden's tent. Is Eden still in there?
She's dead asleep.
She's
Okay.
dead.
She did. You guys fucked up.
No longer sussest among us.
Are the rocks? Is the rock real?
It looks like two small opals.
Pick them both up.
Yeah.
And they're corporeal.
Yeah, they're real.
Hand one in each palm. I'll hand them both back to the Kenku.
She'll take them and then she'll like kind of stuff them in her like pockets inside of her cloak.
All right. You needed the rocks, or you needed the rocks to go where the tent is?
Yes.
I asked you two questions. All right. You needed.
Yes.
The...
Yes.
Okay. You're probably gonna disappear after this, so this is mute anyway, but you owe me one for this. And Bryce will walk over to Eden's tent. Eden, I know that we just did this.
She'll like wake up and look at you.
I know.
Did you touch an evil rock again?
No. But I need your tent.
What?
Yeah, I know. You can have my tent. It's warm in there.
All right. And she gets up and like without any questions just moves over to your tent.
All right. Quint, help me move the tent real quick.
He'll oblige and let me just check something real quick. Okay, Chlora instead, like he'll set the Drake down, or set the Kenku down, but before letting go, Chlora will hop down and like grab the bottom of the cloak, and with the same strength as it could keep them from running away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she like tries to move and she's just like stuck.
Yeah, we'll move the tent a little over so that the Kenku has access to the ground.
Do you let her move?
I'm not holding her back.
Chlora is.
After we move the tent, and if they're trying to move towards the specific spot where the tent was, Chlora will move with the Kenku, basically keeping them on a leash, almost.
Mm-hmm. She'll get to the tent and then she'll like get on her hands and knees and she'll start digging in the snow. And she gets pretty far down and then she stops and you look in the hole and you see a Kenku skull that seems to be tinted red. And she just kind of sits and looks at it. And after a few seconds, she pulls the rocks out of her pocket and then puts them in front of the skull and just kind of sits there looking at it.
Mother?
What do you do?
Is this Mother?
Yes.
Then he will take a moment and a moment in silence beside the spirit.
After a few seconds, she dissipates.
Bryce looks down at the skull and the two opals. Did you catch that?
Yeah, you sit down, you look down, right?
Yeah, I look down at the skull and the opals. Are they still there?
Yeah, they're still there. The opals are just kind of staying by it, and like I said earlier, it's like an adult Kenku skull, but has a weird red tint to it, like a light crimson.
Well, for whatever reason, its spirit wanted us to find this. So Bryce will very carefully put gloves. He'll move the skull and the opal into a bag and put it aside for now.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be respectful. Is like, does he figure like the whole body's buried here or just the skull?
You kind of look around. You see more red tinted bones.
Does Bryce know anything that would cause a skeleton to be dyed red?
Well, I'm trying to think how to describe this. Roll a history for me.
Okay. It's 9 plus 10.
What was that?
That's 9 plus 10.
Nice. Wait, what? Oh,
Because I got a 21.
yeah, I get it.
I'm so funny. Oh my god.
Looking like you've never seen a body tinted that way. But then again, you never saw someone who was killed by the calamity.
The Red Storm. Ithquint,
Yeah.
you can detect if things are magical, right?
It's
If you wouldn't mind.
and we'll cast detect magic using his free slot, and
What does detect magic entail exactly? Just
So
it
it's-
just if it just tells if within 30 feet of me, if it has if anything is magical, I detect a faint aura around it, and I learn the school of magic if it has any, or if it's just generic magic.
So the full ruling is if there is magic within the aura, you do sense that there's magic. It takes an action to look at something and see if it has an aura, if that's what's magical or not, and then if it does have an aura, it'll tell you which school.
yeah. I'm trying to think what.
It's blocked
school-
by 3 feet of dirt.
Mm-hmm. But you do have to see the item to pick the aura.
So it does have an aura. The skull. Do you want to look upon?
Yeah. I will tell if any of this bones that has an aura, especially since the ghost, the Keiko dissipated. It's just like.
It seems you can't really pick out a specific school looking at it. It feels more like general, like arcane seeping from it.
Just raw magic.
And then did the opals have any magic?
They do not.
Okay. Bryce will take both the opals and the skull, and he'll go to Eden's tent so we can be warm tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I'll ritually cast Identify on the skull.
On the skull?
Yeah.
Let me look at something really quick. Okay, so you learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. So looking at it, it doesn't seem to be like a magic item to be used, but more as you're identifying it, you get the sense that this was a person who died from some intense form of magic.
Okay. Well, the Kenku spirit dug the skull up for a reason, so Bryce will elect not to rebury it.
Okay.
That'll do.
All right. Since you were involved in that one, and you also had your
Mm-hmm.
Earth
Definitely.
Mommy. I won't have you roll.
That's fine. If Quint didn't want to talk to kids.
But instead, it has been 7 days since you left Edinburgh, and it has 7 days until you reach the city. You are
Nice.
traveling.
Note that in the rations.
Yes.
Let me refer to Laszlo's character sheet real quick. That's where I was keeping track of that.
I'll say that through general travel, you have caught, I'll say, 5 days worth of rations.
Okay, so would be that. So 5 days. We were at 22, and then of course Laszlo just restocking water as needed.
Mm-hmm.
We shall refrain from him just being a fucking acid engine at this point. So that'd be, you said 2 weeks total.
It has been 7 days since you left Edinburgh.
Okay, 7 days since Edinburgh. So
But we
we are
caught
at
5 days worth of stuff, so essentially we
Yep.
lose 2 days of rations.
yes, we are. Yep, that we are at 15.
All right.
Add 5 carrots.
uh,
A snack, yeah.
Hey man, they're gonna win us this campaign.
as you are moving throughout the day, it begins getting darker, and you see ahead of you that you've approached kind of an odd impasse. You see that there is a mountain range in your way that you're gonna have to cross in some manner to get to the city. Kind of examining it at distance, you do see there is like kind of a path you could take to maybe pass over the peak and get to the other side. But you also see that there is a frozen lake that kind of cuts through the middle. You progress, and eventually it starts getting dark out, and that's when all of you notice a few 100 feet ahead of you up the road. You see the light, like you see a very dim light being emitted from the crackles of a flame.
Seems as though we have company.
What do you all do?
So it's just like what, torchlight approaching us, or what? What's going on here?
It doesn't seem to be moving at all. You just kind of, there's like a small, not cliff, but like a rock wall ahead of you, and the road leads around it. But there appears to be a fire on top of this little wall.
Okay. And it's still light out.
It's getting dark. I would say it's dim light.
Oh, well, if it's dim light, that changes the approach drastically. Would we like us? Would we like me to scout ahead?
If you want to.
Right. We staying away from the light so I can actually still fly around it. Let's see, get to a higher place, good vantage point. See if I can get a better look.
Yeah, as you get above, you see a small campsite with 4 tents set up around it, and there are 2 people next to it.
Ooh. What do they look like? Descriptors.
One is a tall, heavily armored, kind of older-looking tiefling with a large sword and a shield, and the other looks like a child. Maybe you would place them 14, perhaps. A tiefling, small horns. They appear to be wearing not like royal clothing, but kind of like higher ends. If
Okay.
that makes sense.
So upper middle class. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A merchant family, but not like a it's more of a traveling merchant, if anything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just the 2 in the campsite. Is there any like particular prominent symbols or imagery I'm seeing on any? What I'm assuming, if there's like a carriage, tents, what have you.
There are 4 tents, but they all seem very bland and just kind of like having been made in the wilds. You don't see any particular imagery. But you do notice. Roll insight for me.
Okay. Let me pull up my sheet again. Where is it? It's alphabetical. There we go. Oof.
That's enough. When the child speaks, like when the man speaks, you see they just kind of converse quietly. But when the child speaks, it is like instantaneous, demanded attention from the other. Not as if he's like speaking rudely, but the man reacts like a soldier to like his general.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, damn. More than just an obedient servant. Oh, damn. Okay. That's curious. And I'm assuming I'm too far away to actually have it be coherent to me, right?
Yeah, they do speak very quietly.
Okay, speaking quietly. Okay, so 4 tents, 2 people. I'm seeing no carriage.
No carriage.
No carriage. Okay,
You
but
only note 2 sets of tracks.
Curious. Okay. But how far away am I from the party right now?
There are some. Oh, from the party, probably like 50 feet. There, by that rock kind of face I was talking about, there's a small frozen river flowing by it with a bridge, and
Uh-huh.
then they're probably on the other side of the bridge. I can pull you on to the map.
That
Actually,
would be ideal. So that way, yeah, I can have a better idea of what my approach is up here. Oh, there's 3 tents, but you said 4?
there's 4. This is a pre-made map, so.
Yeah,
Make your own maps. God, you're such a lazy
Gosh.
Such an idiot.
Wow.
Oh my god. Hey guys, it's been really fun. I can't keep putting this much effort when the DM refuses to.
Anyway, so the party's probably about here, and you can be really anywhere in this area.
We're where?
Like, one sec. Here.
Okay, we're at the beginning of the bridge. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, beginning of the bridge. So
Bryce is taking a bath.
I probably whooshing up the cliffside, just hiding behind this tree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. All right. So a little bit get adequate. So we will just whoosh back down, gliding across the bridge back in front of everyone. There's a camp up ahead. 2 tieflings, one heavily armored soldier, one that looks like a boy, but the soldier's obedient to him. 4 tents, but curiously enough, only 2 tracks.
Well, we haven't
The 2
found
sets of
people
tracks.
along the path in some time, and perhaps we could trade for goods and food. I say we approach them, see what they're up to. After all, there's no reason to believe they'd be instantly hostile, and if they are, well, we have the big guy. I'll pat Ithquin on the back. He's always instantly hostile, so we're prepared for that.
All right. Well, if you'd like to negotiate with if you'd like to converse, negotiate, trade,
Yes.
yeah, well,
I'll lead the
we'd
way.
feel you'd be
And,
the best fit. You'd be the best fit for that role.
Bryce
for that.
will cover Silas with on his side where they can't see that he's just walking around with a skull.
Mm-hmm.
He'll sheath the weapon and he'll pull out his lute, and as he makes his way to the camp, whether they follow behind or not, he's gonna kind of just strum a little tune. It'll give away their position, just something little little uppity, just kind of like
Something
strumming
like
and
light and friendly
Yeah,
to
like-
alert them.
just like some vocal warm ups, like he's trying to sing a little.
As,
What the hell was that?
as you begin approaching,
Down with the
Uh,
sickness.
you kind of round this corner and you see the older of the 2 standing, blade in hand, shield in other, looking down at you.
Greetings, my. That's great to see another living thing out here that's not trying to kill me.
What is your name?
Bryce Sorrel, so glad you asked. And what might your name be?
As you say Bryce Earl, you see he like visibly relaxes, and he's not holding his sword maybe as tight as he was.
He knows.
Torpor.
Torpor. Fine and strong name.
We've been expecting you.
Oh shit. My name's getting around that fast. Expecting us on whose order, if I may ask?
He'll explain when you speak to him.
Oh, well, those terms are most agreeable. Ithquint, come! Ithquint, Neve, I see you both over there.
I'm coming, you piece of shit.
Yeah,
As he'll walk over, he'll come across, sword in one hand, shield in the other. Little red drakeling just like on his shoulder, just kind of like
He'll kind of like
It's a little fire.
at the approach of new people, he kind of tenses up again. Names, all of you.
Neve.
call me Earthquint.
Eden, Baxter, and he kind of nods his head.
That lasts long.
We must all put down our weapons before we enter camp.
Okay.
And he'll like kind of look between all of you.
Yeah, Bryce will unbuckle the belt, and the rapier will fall to the ground.
Is a place you need us to put them specifically?
Somewhere you won't lose them. And he'll kind of walk over to the tree. He's keeping his eye on Ithquint, and you watch as he kind of drives his sword into the snow and then places his shield up against it. Of which, roll a perception check, Neve.
I roll insight because I can tell this guy's probably. I want to just tell how fucking piss yourself scared is this guy. With Ithquint coming up, like with new people coming along, realizing he's outnumbered.
So perception check. You do notice on his shield does appear to be some kind of royal crest, but it's not one you can place. And
Bryce.
Ithquint, he does not appear like anxious whatsoever. It's more that he seems to be like assessing like what's the best way to handle this crowd.
Bryce walks over to the tree, and he's holding his belt now. Like he sees that he like stabbed his sword in, so he'll unsheath the rapier, balance the pommel on one finger, and like do like a little performance, like whoa, 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 and then he'll flip it up, and it'll land in the snow.
He seems very unamused by all of this. Do you want to? Oh, go ahead.
No, ladies first.
Yeah, Neve walks up. Tough
crowd.
Unsheath her scimitar, as well as her shield. Just no nonsense. Just stabs the scimitar into the ground. Just basically follows suit with what he did with his sword and shield. Just put it down that way, and then.
Bryce, do you note the? Do you like want to pay attention to it all, or do you just not care about the crest?
Oh, like the crest that they wear?
On the shield. Yeah.
I mean, do I recognize it?
Roll history. You're the only person who would recognize it.
Aw, man.
Oh dang!
Stupid fucking crest. Ithquint muttered himself with a 19 passive
I mean,
perception.
I
As he'll go
jokingly
over.
rolled a
It's like,
natural
that's a pretty
20 for
picture.
a performance check.
I'll allow it.
Did we
You
put him
reckon?
down by a tree, by the way?
What was that?
Was everyone putting their stuff down by a tree?
Yeah,
by
this
the
one
trees, yeah.
here.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
Bryce, you know, looking upon this, it is not the royal crest of a family, but instead the crest of the Talic Company, which pre-Calamity was known as like the best like personal guard or mercenary that money could buy.
Okay. One more time on the name of the company.
Talic. Go ahead, Ithquint. What were you gonna do?
Okay, so Ithquint will come up there after everyone else has done their thing, stab 3 swords into the ground, 2 shields in front of it, and chop 2 hand axes into the trunk of the tree.
Okay.
Don't
And he
forget.
thinks for a moment.
Don't forget.
Yeah, that's everything. As one of them in this light is glowing a faint glow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, hold on a second. He puts down a longbow and a quiver of arrows.
He
He
nods.
thinks. Yeah, wait, hold on. This might count as a weapon. He puts down a bear trap.
Eden and Baxter are much easier. They place down their weapons.
It's like the anime trope of just like.
He notes the display.
Yeah, I have a bow too. Bryce will put his. I'll put all my weapons down.
Mhm.
Laszlo will poke Ithquint on the shoulders like, what technically counts as a weapon?
I'm assuming anything and everything that can deal damage. That's why I threw the bear trap down just to be safe, because Lord knows I can find a way.
So
Why?
I ask again, what would you count as formal weapon?
I'd count it if you have something that you need to cast magic, if that's what you might mean.
I think it's one of those
Okay,
things
right.
that if you
Okay,
have
so
to
yeah,
ask if it's a
he'll
weapon,
start
just assume that it's a
unstrapping
weapon.
his fucking casting focus from his arm, his little wrist rocket. Pulls out.
Oh, this was last.
Low, yeah.
Anything that could be construed as dealing as harmful.
Oh. Well, that's why I'm asking. It's Quint. I have a lot of those.
Yeah, so
Bryce
do
is
I.
just
If you
looking at
have
the-
something
You know
that
what?
can,
I'll just leave my bag here. There.
if you have something that can bring harm to the young master, you leave it.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't just
He will
come
just
in. That's
gently
probably
set down his bag of holding in the snow next to the tree. It's just.
Bryce is just like standing there, like fully ready to go. Just like he has like the look of like a mom at a grocery store that can't hit her kids.
Once everyone's put their weapons down, you see he kind of flicks his hands out, and his hands fill, his left with a buckler, his right with a deadly looking rapier, and then he places them into the snow and then nods and begins walking back towards the camp.
I think this is the first time I've seen you without your weapons. You almost look like you could smile right now.
That's me.
No, to the other brooding frowner.
to the other one-man army. Yeah.
Don't mistake my lack of weaponry as my lack of danger.
You're fun at parties, and Bryce will take off.
I don't think I've ever once been to a party.
Just the one dude in the back of a party, like, I could take everybody in this room if I need to.
Just like they don't know. Just like staying at the corner party, they don't know I could kill them all right now.
I already have an escape plan.
These hands are registered weapons in 12 states.
Just like some poor girl walks up, she's like, what are you up to? You're like, well, I'm just thinking that if I can take the dude out next to the window, first, I can go through the fire escape to get to the second story where they're keeping their guns, most likely in the master bedroom.
All right, you approach the campsite. Torpor this time does not sit down. Instead, he kind of stands by one of the tents, kind of at attention, seemingly ready for combat. And the young master is kind of sitting in the snow next to the fire. You see they have like a small amount of food kind of roasting over it. But you look over and you see they have a platter that would feed, one sec, upwards of like 9 people. What do you all do?
Bryce, like, just wanting to sit by the fire. Just, well, thank you for having us. Oh, that smells lovely.
Of course. There's food for all of us. And as he talks, you kind of note, like, he doesn't look at you, but he instead kind of, like, tilts his head so that his ear is facing towards you.
Well, a very kind offer. I'll take you up on that. Thank you very much. You have my gratitude.
He nods.
Bryce Sorrow.
Jezza.
Does that name ring anything for... I can't remember if Bryce has heard the name Jezza.
Yeah, well, yeah. Laszlo's is a. Oh.
Yeah, Laszlo and Ithquint instantly recognize it. You would recognize it. The man,
Aramon says they should have trusted you.
Mhm.
Aramon, had said, "Please tell Jezza I'm sorry."
But they should have trusted him.
Was
Mhm.
Bryce there for that, or is he inside looking at the pot?
I think you were there for that.
Okay.
Pretty sure it was from the guy with the hole in him, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
you were there.
Yes.
Okay, I kind of remember that. Now Yeah, Bryce. I mean, he's a friendly guy. He'll take a seat.
Okay. Do the rest of you approach, or do you kind of stand back?
Positions for
Approach,
Eden to
but
sit next to
I'll
him.
stand. Thank you.
Okay.
Neve will be polite, and yeah, she'll sit. Laszlo will too, and well, what's a more appropriate spot for Laszlo? I guess Laszlo would much rather sit next to Bryce.
Hmm. Yeah,
I'm
everyone
so
kind of
popular.
everyone kind of settles in, and Torpor gets the tray and begins like kind of divvying out food for everyone. It looks like it's like they cooked the perfect amount.
You're very well informed. You're very lucky.
He nods. I'd say it's a bit of both. Ithquint, Laszlo, I assume you two have questions.
You okay? So you probably okay. Just taking a wild guess here. You probably already know what happened to your friend.
He nods.
So it kind of pointless having us tell you that he said that you probably already know that he said he's sorry and that he should have trusted you.
The exact details are lost on me, but the general idea, I knew.
Right.
Oh, yes, I have a question.
Yes, Sorrel.
Can I dig in?
Of course.
I'm fucking munching, bro.
It is very well cooked. Like this is probably the best thing you've eaten since you got here.
There's some gourmet shit.
Just in case you need that for later. I don't ask questions. I just roll them when I eat food.
You
Right,
don't
yeah.
get the shits.
Bryce just fucking digs in, bro. He's excited. He's like people to talk to that aren't Ithquint. Good food.
I've set up a tent for Torpor and I to share, but the rest are for you all to divvy. I know Baxter doesn't sleep. I know Bryce and Eden tend to be closer, so I assume they could share. Ithquint and Laszlo, I assume, have a mutual understanding.
Laszlo will give Ithquin a shit-eating grin, just like a shit-eating grin and 2 thumbs up. He's like, yeah?
How have your travels been so far?
Cold?
I was gonna say cold. That's about
Dangerous?
I've been
Oh, yeah, cold and dangerous. Those would both work.
Eventful, yeah.
comfortable enough.
Definitely eventful. Yeah, I wouldn't say comfortable at any point in
What
time. What happened to you growing up, man?
A lot of things. Very many of them not good.
You ever been to a place with like a cobblestone road?
No, most of them were made of dirt.
Oh no.
Trauma? What's trauma?
Yeah. Doesn't everyone grow up with shitty lives? You know, is that normal?
Come on, builds character.
Doesn't everybody at the age of 2 have to raise a chicken and then kill it for dinner?
All right.
I'm glad your travels have found you well so far.
Well, if Laszlo or Ithquint have questions for you, they should ask them. But if they're...
So you knew we were coming. I guess. Laszlo will get remembered by Neve. How did you acquire your power?
I was born with it. I know not of my lineage, but I have had
For a
Some sort
time.
of oracle.
What was that?
Some sort of oracle, huh?
He nods.
A blessing from a deity, perhaps?
I'm unsure. It appears my parents had a greater purpose for me, but they never told me, so.
And where are they now? What brings you out here?
I don't know. I never met them. I was dropped off on Torpor's doorstep with enough money to fund the next 20 years.
Hmm. You know. Would be
When-
asking. Thanks.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you first. But you first, because I'm just like, what do I want to ask?
When the calamity came, I had us prepared to enter this realm, so.
Oh, so you aren't from here.
I'm from this place before this, and he kind of motions towards the snow.
Which has been 5 years for them, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well then, you've made such efforts to find out about us, where we were traveling, how we were traveling. I guess the only reasonable question is, why?
My sight allows me to see the best possible course of actions, that which will lead me to what I desire. I desire to get to Sigund, but the path ahead is dangerous. I found the best way to get there would be with you.
Sigund is the name of the town up ahead?
Yes.
Is that where we were trying to go?
We don't know the name of the town, so
Oh, we don't know.
presumably.
It is, yes.
Have you been there before?
No.
How about you, Tapor? Or Talik?
Torpor. Talik was the company he was in.
Fuck!
Um.
I got it right the first time.
He shakes his head. The city was founded after the calamity. We didn't get the chance to go yet. It's only existed for about a year.
So I see.
We were on the far end when it became so. We've been making our way since.
Well, I've
And Eve
traveled
will
to-
ask, am I from there?
For the first time, Jezza looks directly at you, and it's like first time you notice it's unsettling. His eyes are like pure, like kind of a dark gray, and like you can see the pupils, but it's all grayed out. And he looks at you, and then he shakes his head ever so slightly. You've spent much time there, but it's not your home.
Where is my home then?
Your home is somewhere before this. Somewhere lost.
Something that I should probably not know about right now, I would assume.
Do you find knowledge to be a hindrance? And as he's saying this, he kind of like starts looking away from you, kind of tilting his ear towards you again.
Little bits at a time, rather.
He nods. Well, as I said before, I waited here for you so we can pass into Sigund's together. I find that if we move as a group, we are most likely to succeed. But I must warn you, the path ahead is dangerous, and you have a choice.
Well, I can't argue that company is safer when traveling in the wilderness. You're the second oracle I've met in my life, and I could trust the last one, so I'll choose to trust you.
He nods.
There's always strength in numbers, Laszlo says, giving another shit-eating grin and 2 thumbs up to Ithquint.
When I was studying at college, I'd met an oracle. They had told me it was my fate to bang my leg into a table. They said it was my desk to knee.
Heck you.
Did you?
I didn't really meet another oracle. It was all leading up to that dumb joke.
You can travel with us, as long as you can carry your own weight.
Torpor can carry he and I. Do not worry. I must say, there is a dangerous choice for you to make once we begin progressing tomorrow. And I will advise you, but it would change things if I was heavy-handed in it. Do you understand?
Vaguely?
There are 2 ways to Sigyn from here. There's the mountain pass, which will take us over the peak. It is quicker, it is safer, and it will get us there in 4 days. Or we can go over Lake Midriel. It is longer, it is more dangerous, it is slick, and that is the one we must take.
So what's
But
the catch with the former then? What if the former is quote unquote safer? Why is the dangerous path the correct way?
To inform you is to change fate.
Mm. Yeah, Laszlo's squirming about that. Ooh, he likes knowing stuff. Do I want to trust the creepy little tiefling boy as another creepy little tiefling? Well, a creepy little tiefling.
Does the creepy little tiefling trust
man.
creepy little yeah. Oh my god.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 1,000. Which number is it?
69.
478.
Yeah, that was it, guys. Alright, well, I'm sold.
My vision extends only so far. Because that was something that was going to come to fruition within moments, I was able to see it exactly. But these passes, it is vague. I recommend the longer, more dangerous route, but I cannot push you into a decision. If I do, then what we do becomes the more dangerous one. You need to make the decision all on your own, without my input. I can tell you of each of them, give you information on what may or may not be dangerous. Ask away.
Can we get an insight check?
What on?
What was that?
What on?
On our little oracle boy here being like, hey, just trust me, go with what I'm recommending, but I can't force you into the decision, blah blah blah. It's just we're being a little sussy bucket right now.
Go ahead.
Sussy boy. Little sussy boy.
All right, with a nat 20 persuasion, he's very convincing.
Okay.
But that is like, as in, you can't tell if he's lying or anything.
Yeah.
He appears not to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'd trust him if why would you not trust someone who can see into the future?
Do you have any questions for me? I'm quite knowledgeable on these 2 paths, and so I can give details without exactly changing things.
Okay, what are you allowed to tell us then?
Can you tell us the time that they would each take?
Yes. 9 days to pass the lake, 4 days over the pass.
Can you describe the pass in as much detail as you feel you could before things may change?
For reasons unbeknownst to me, the pass has less snow than the rest of the world, making it easier to trek through. There was a pre-designed path made before the calamity, and it's easy to follow, allowing you to make quick work over it.
That was something that could easily have an ambush.
Sounds like it could be something that could be structurally unsound and collapse.
There are sections of it that are ancient. There's one part in particular, a wooden bridge, but the gap is not too far. It's possible to jump.
Why?
What was that?
He muttered himself, or fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flying people, like ferrying people over.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen a ferret anywhere in your near or distant future?
What is a ferret?
He'll describe the ferret.
The elk specifically.
Yes.
The giant thing, 2 heads, spitting acid.
It did not
hands
have
on its
2
chest.
heads.
I thought it had a head and then like a skull on like its
rather
chest.
It's not
or
a
something.
second
But
head.
then had like
Okay,
had
fine. A
like
head with like a
skull
chest
on its
skull
tongue,
type
like
thing.
a chest skull. Yeah.
Drooling acid.
Anyways, that
I don't think you guys said
creature is-
chest or skull enough times in that interaction.
That creature's unknown to me.
Hmm.
I assume you're speaking of the aberrants. If so, they're quite territorial. It wouldn't leave the area you found it.
Damn. Alright. Hope we kill that son of a bitch.
Thank fuck.
You guys are telling me there's XP sitting out there for us to go get right now?
Yeah, it's
You
just
don't
good.
want this XP.
It's just free experience. I want it. I need it.
Yeah, we'll just put a pin in the main quest line. Hey, we got to go back to that side
Gotta go
quest.
kill him, and then we're gonna go kill Strong Arm.
One sec. Let's take an extra 4 years in the real world to go kill this dude.
Yeah, legit. Like, Ithwood doesn't have anyone to come back to. His goal is just, I need to come back.
Anyways, keep
I need
going.
to come back stronger.
What's your next question?
Is there anything we should potentially have in preparation for whatever challenges we have ahead?
In general, or
Nope.
over a specific area?
How about specific to each path? There may be things that we do have for one that we won't have for the other.
I can tell you, you should be prepared for the cold should we take the lake. Should we go over the pass, I don't think it matters too much what we prepare.
That's a given, considering Laszlo will just vaguely gesture towards everything. Like that should be a given that we prepare for the cold.
Now, given that you believe we should take the lake, if we were to decide, fuck you, we're taking the pass, would you follow with, or would you and Torpor head to the lake instead?
We would come with you. It would be safer to even go over the pass, than to take the lake by ourselves.
Bryce thinks back to a few nights ago when he was staring over that cliff at like the sprawling landscape. The
Mm-hmm.
most direct path to that mountain, was it through the lake or through the mountain pass?
Oh, that mountain was in
I
an
know, it's probably
entirely
very, very far
different
away.
direction.
Okay, so not like in the same path.
Yeah, you're not heading away from it, you're kind of heading like perpendicular from it.
Okay, cool. Well then, if you're not allowed to influence our fate, and we know what you said, why don't we flip a coin?
He nods. Do you have any questions about the lake before we do?
Is there a monster in the lake?
What was that?
Is there a monster swimming under there, like all frozen and shit?
It is quite known. It bursts the ice and drags you under, drowns you in the ice.
That sounds like so much fun.
And in these 9 days, we'll be traveling over top of the ice, having to camp overnight on the ice.
Yes, staying still for too long is a way to get it to quickly find you.
Do you have any plans for us to not be staying still for 8 hours on end?
No.
And is that too long of a time for it to find us?
What do you mean?
Well, staying still for too long, it'll find us. 8 hours is a long time.
It will most definitely find us in our first few nights.
Do you have a sled or anything large that can be pulled?
No, but Torpor could make one.
Very well.
Torpor kind of nods. In Tolek Company, I was trained in all means survival, so if you need anything, I can most likely help with it.
Well,
I have somewhat of an idea if we were to take the lake path. But let's figure out how we'll make this decision then.
Are there any more questions?
do you have
Do you have
questions, Eden?
Torpor? Do you have any magnesium by chance?
I do not. Why?
What you said.
Forget I
nuts.
asked. Forget I asked.
Magnesium.
He nods. You see, he makes a mental note of you. You aren't sure what.
That's okay. That's Laszlo being a sussy little baka. It's like what? Why are you here?
Do you have any questions, Eden? You're allowed to speak your mind in this group.
She kind of looks at him. I don't know if it's something he could answer.
Never hurts to ask a question.
My dad. Do you think? I mean, it's been what, 10 years, right?
I don't know.
Bryce.
I was leaning back too far from the mic. Bryce kind of... I don't know what to... I've... 10 years at least, yeah.
Do you think it's worth it to ask, or do you think it's been too long?
Like I said, it doesn't hurt to ask.
What was that?
Like I said, it doesn't hurt to ask.
She kind of nods, but she kind of like sits back, seemingly debating it, and she'll take her time. Anyone else?
Does the
Can you see beyond the veil that holds us all here?
What do you mean, the veil?
That's just the word I used. Can you see back to the place that we all come from?
You mean past life?
I suppose.
In ways. Not well, but if it's pertinent to my visions, yes. Why do you ask?
I was just curious as to the extent that your vision stretched. Perhaps a little curious of some of my family.
He nods. My true vision fails me, but things of the past and the future tend not to be hidden very well. Any other questions?
So I gathered he could look a little bit into the future for stuff going on in our world?
It seems he could, yeah.
So I had a bet going on with my sister.
I'm sorry, you lost 2 years ago.
She got married 2 years ago. Fuck.
He nods.
Alright, well, I'll die alone now.
They had a photo of you at the wedding.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
If I were to
fuck.
see the other world.
My mom's a medium. She's got to be pissed that she can't hear my spirit. She's already mad that I moved out at 18. She's like, you don't visit enough. Now she's going to be, oh, even in death, he doesn't like to visit the family.
he just fucked right off.
What were you gonna say, Ithman?
He was just commenting, interesting. You can see into the other, you can see the future of you can see like the other world.
Mm-hmm. He nods.
Interesting.
Does crossing the lake involve a loss in our numbers?
There are many realities in which we can traverse. In many of them, there are less that come out on the other side.
And of the two choices, you're saying crossing the lake is the most likely to have most of our numbers getting across.
I did not say that, nor can I speculate without changing things.
What a weird situation you've put us in.
So, Bryce, do you still have any interest in flipping a coin for this?
It's possible. Does it
It's
have
the
on?
only thing I could possibly think of that could maybe, just maybe, help. I'm a skilled carpenter. I could if we take some time, take some trees with Torpor's assistance. Could probably make a large enough sled. Something where we could have somebody at all times moving it. Keep on the move.
Possible. Anyone opposed to me flipping a coin to see which path we take?
Go for it.
There's more voices in this group.
Eden shakes her head no. Baxter kind of looks around. This all seems bit much for me. I kind of just vote we take the pass, honestly. Seems we have the best chance of getting across that way. Plus, he said he can't influence our decision, so we have to strike out the fact that he wants us to take the lake.
Ever the man
Okay, well,
of
here's a
reason, dear
question for
Baxter.
you. Since you know there happens to be a giant creature under the ice of the lake, know you of any beast that claims the pass as its territory?
Creatures of the pass elude me.
So you have no clue. Okay.
I did not say that.
I have means to keep us safe on the ice. Should we
What
take
he's
that
saying
path?
is there are certainly things up there. He just cannot reveal the intentions.
I
He
have a way to
knows.
keep us safe while we rest as well. So I say we flip a coin. Unless we decide we just want to take the ice path or the mountain path. So far, what's his name? So far, Baxter's the only one that's voted.
Torpor kind of looks between you all. I'm not one to question Jezza, so if my vote means anything as of now, I vote the lake.
Bryce does lead, and he's like, "Hey, the last person we saw that didn't trust Jezza had a hole in them." Just saying.
On the other hand, this is just a little dude you just met like 15 minutes ago.
I vote the lake. Lazo says, I'm with Baxter here. I vote the path. I vote the
Let's
pass.
move on. I think Ithquint, you vote the lake?
I could take either one or leave it. I'm getting through either way.
Alright, but you have to vote.
Does Eden have a vote?
Yes, she has a vote. She's saying women
Well.
don't deserve to vote.
No, I'm asking if Eden has knows which way she'd prefer.
He's
Jesus
getting really
Christ.
defensive right now, isn't he?
Like Neve is a woman and already voted herself.
Christ, you're a
Eden
woman.
kind of looks around. Last person that I knew that spoke this vaguely was Dithe, and we all saw how that went. And
Eden just kind of looks around, huh?
what?
Yeah, what?
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
What the fuck does that mean?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Can you not hear us? What?
Oh,
I think Discord's goofing.
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Josh?
yeah, hello.
Can you guys hear us? Hello?
I can hear you
can we
guys.
only hear
I
each
think-
other?
I can hear you, no problem. So yeah, I'm like, what?
It's just Josh that's being a dickhead.
Josh?
Joshy,
Is-
chameleon.
Is his internet shitting out?
Talk about how Ithquint definitely doesn't know I have this orb.
What was that?
Talk about how Ithquint definitely doesn't know that I have the orb.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all.
Never, yeah.
I did a roll, and Eden votes pass.
Okay.
But she says she would prefer a coin flip, but if she had to vote, she would say the pass.
Okay.
That's what we got.
That's what, 3 per pass, 2 for lake.
Yeah.
What did Neve vote for?
Neve voted Lake.
Okay, so 3 and 3, leaving Bryce and Ithquint.
Mm-hmm.
Well, rather Torpor and
No, their votes don't count.
Yeah,
Well,
they were saying like they prefer the lake, but
Not because they're tieflings, Ithquint.
Of course, a human would bring things back to race.
Yeah, right. But hey, wait a minute.
Fucking human.
And
I
then he
know.
got Laszlo. Hey, I'm a tiefling and I voted the pass. What the fuck?
all right.
Cool, man.
If Quint Bryce, what do you two vote?
It's just the racism is rampant in the party.
Did Laszlo vote Lake?
No, Laszlo voted path because he's a pussy.
Okay.
Um.
How about this? Whatever you vote, I'll
No,
vote-
do you know how high up this pass goes?
I'm not 100% certain. Maybe 2,000 feet at its peak.
And curiously enough, we don't have to worry about warmth up there. That's granted.
I'll take a look around at the people that we're traveling with. I'll vote like I can do more to protect you all over the lake than a pass that high up. Especially if someone fucks up royally.
Mr. Sorrel,
I know.
here's the vote is to you, unless Silas also wants to get involved.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Can you hear him? I cannot hear him, but I see a large, expansive future.
Bryce kind of looks down, sad again that nobody else can fucking hear Silas.
He is not limited in death.
Well, that's an understatement. I vote the lake. I'm a slave to fates anyway, so.
All right. So, if I counted right, that's 3
That's
for
the lake.
path, 5 for lake.
Yeah.
Laszlo, Eden, don't worry, we'll keep you safe.
I mean, you've done well enough so far.
So we have to keep the children safe.
I'll try my best. Hey,
You sure will, pal.
it's just shit-eating grin and 2 thumbs up.
I'm so proud of you, and I'll like ruffle his hair.
You would love to hear that from Quint.
He'll be
you
long
wanna hear
dead
from
before he says that.
No, that was out of character. He was
What do
not.
you want to hear, huh? That I'm proud of you? Get the fuck out of here.
Of course, we're saying all
I'll
this,
be proud of you when you lose that skull.
and of course, we're all saying this out of character because we don't want to utterly crush Laszlo's spirit.
Exactly.
Fuck you, Laszlo.
It's honestly the only thing he has that hasn't been crushed yet, so. Very well.
So,
Frozen
yeah,
Lake. That comes off the bucket list.
This is okay. Laszlo's like, okay. So it's Quint about that slight idea you had.
Yes.
Like let's just elaborate more on that. Like who you're saying something to have us on the move at all times, but
Yes, we would need someone. It would need to be pulled by 1 or 2 people strong enough to do it. For instance, me and Chlora could probably handle such a feat.
and
Otherwise, I would think maybe Bryce and Torpor, perhaps.
like I don't know. I can maybe fit I can fit 500 pounds worth of shit in my bag.
If Neve were to turn into a strong animal, that type of thing, or summon creatures, that would assist as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah.
Something that could be pulled no matter what, keeping us on the move at all times. If this thing's gonna if staying in one place is gonna let this thing know where we're at, even if we move slowly, it's gonna be better than sitting around for 8 hours, taking shifts, keeping watch.
At worst, if we can think of an idea of a distraction or a diversion if it ends up getting too close to the party. Preferably if it happens at night, I'd be able to branch off, try to make a distraction. But seeing I can take flight, well, frankly, you as well, with Quint. Yeah, taking flight, we can make distractions. You know, we can make distractions to divert it from afar and still be high enough up, ideally, that it can't catch us.
It's not a
I mean-
character. What is Bryce's? What's Bryce's strength score?
12. I have tiny hut though. We can sleep on the ice.
Well, here's the thing: Tiny Hut doesn't go underneath the ice.
Well, it goes under. It goes above the ice.
This thing's gonna burrow under the
Hello.
ice.
Yeah, but we have a floor in tiny hut. It can't break through the floor.
Do we have a floor though?
Yeah, it's a hemisphere.
It does have a floor, but say it breaks the ice under that.
Yeah, it just falls into the water, and the water floods. And
Oh, we
the
are
thing
we
can't get in, but the water sure can.
The water won't go
Lehman's
through the
tiny
dome
hut.
either,
Oh,
but we'll sink to the bottom
no.
of the lake, and then once the spell ends, we'll have issues.
Yeah, so it becomes the tiny hut of doom.
Like
It
you
at least
said,
gives us like a warm place to rest and like at least a warning that we're getting attacked. You know.
What if we have buoys inside of the hut? Will it float then?
No.
Well, then again, how big is this monster on the ice?
We don't know.
Can you tell me anything about it? Perhaps I may have heard of something in my travels, or have hunted something similar-ish.
And if traveling 9 days worth, do you know at what pace?
We would have to be moving at a moderate pace at all times.
Moderate
And
pace all time. So, Laszlo would attempt to make calculations, but I will leave that decision up to you, DM, whether or not he's allowed to make checks while I'm not actively playing him.
what's the check?
I mean, he would maybe try to do just a flat intelligence check to see if he can like roughly calculate how large the lake is.
Yeah, I can actually tell you the exact size. It is fucking huge.
Well,
That's
yes,
big.
and again, knowing Laszlo and how fucking deep he is on the fucking jawbone curse, he's not gonna get that number either. Which is why, like, so that way it's just not a free check to get the jawbone closer to getting off of him. If you want to say fuck off, Laszlo doesn't get to make the calculation or the check. Okay, yeah, totally fine with that.
Y'all asked what the creature was, but you didn't let him answer.
Right,
He was gonna say like, I could tell you, but the knowledge might make the journey more dangerous. Do you accept that?
Like, do you know what the thing is, or are you saying you could tell us about it?
I know what it is.
Well, tell us about what it is, not exactly what it is, perhaps. That
If
might
you're- If
see if
you're-
any of us may know what it is ourselves once
If-
we've
if
heard
it-
a description.
if it risks altering the course, I'd rather not.
Bryce, what do you think?
About the monster. One more time on that. I'm sorry.
Like about him telling us not necessarily what exactly it is, but more give a descriptor, something that we might figure out on our own.
I think it's a monster under the ice. I'm assuming it's going to be amphibious. I'm assuming it's going to have gills, probably big teeth, munch on stuff. That's what I think.
God damn it, Bryce, you're as youthful as ever.
Hey, thank
All
you.
right, fine,
I
don't
appreciate
tell
that.
us.
Should you change your mind, I can tell you the name. After all, I'm positive you've seen one before.
Well, then ask away. What's the name?
Are you sure?
Will
Why you
it-
gotta ask
will-
like that?
Are you confident? Are you confident that it'll alter the course of? No, Laszlo wouldn't ask that. Yeah, Neves, are you confident it would alter the course?
Yes.
Then don't tell us.
Then don't
I
tell.
do not know if it is in a better or worse way, but fate changes, should I say it. It could be that you're all prepared for the battle once it comes, or it could be that the knowledge makes you weaker against it.
Then don't tell us.
I don't see how having the knowledge of this thing could make us weaker against it. But go off, I guess.
Do you, do you
What's
want to say
up?
it or not?
Tell me.
Descriptor, we might figure it out, and that might not change anything.
All
You
right.
guys keep being like, he's like, I'll tell you. And you're like, no, don't. And he's like, are
It's
you
like,
sure you don't want? And you guys are like, no, tell us. And he's like, are you positive? And you're like, no.
We're seeing a conflict of interest between the party where it's just like one's like, hey, I want to know, I'm willing to risk. Another's like, well, wait, will it actually alter the course though? Is it bad if we do that?
All right,
Maybe.
how about we flip a
I
coin?
don't want to do that. So yeah,
How about we
just-
flip a coin?
Hey, this will
Okay.
flip a coin. This
All
will-
right, all
flip a coin. Flip a coin. Democracy has failed us. Flip a coin. Leave it to
All right,
fate.
if it's
Leave
a
it to
one,
chance.
if it's a one or a
This
two,
was the only way.
if it's a 1 or a 2, she tells us. If it's a 3 or a 4,
Are
he
you
doesn't
rolling a
tell us.
D4? Do you not have a D2?
I could custom roll a d2. So that tell us. We want to know.
Like you flip the coin, and before it's even like in your hand, a remores.
I don't know if it. Oh shit.
Remores. The lightning dragon type thing.
I was gonna say, out of character, I know what that is. In character, would we even know what the fuck that is?
Quint would know. It is a creature that Quint has seen before.
I think Bryce has done like Arctic dig sites, so he probably knows what it is
Yeah.
as well. He's like, oh
Yeah.
fuck. Laszlo. We'll be fine. It's okay. We can go.
You can always change the path if you need.
Well, no, because now that you told us that can't alter our path. Otherwise, that does with the thing you told us not to do at the beginning of the conversation.
No,
Yep,
this
that's
just changes the path should you take the lake.
Maybe that's something you wanted to say to avoid us changing fate.
I told you we shouldn't have asked.
Maybe by asking now that
Alright, I think I know.
starts like
that
going
thing.
off on a tangent.
That's actually a bit useful to know. But surprising that it would live underwater.
Or is the ice that thick?
No. If there's water underneath of it, a fucker like that wouldn't have lived under it.
No, I mean, is he living in the ice? That's been
No.
cold for 5 years here. It's never stopped snowing. It just keeps piling up. They can dig.
If
they
it
can-
could burrow and like burst through the ice, and that it's still considered a lake and not just a chasm filled with ice, that's not a normal remores.
Well, you know the science behind igloos. If you heat up the snow from the inside,
It
and-
is not gonna be living inside the ice. The ice can't be that thick for it to also be able to break out.
last I checked, they weren't amphibious.
They aren't.
So I think
So
it's
this
living
isn't
in
a
the
normal
ice.
one. If it's a remorse, it is not normal.
Look, man. People honestly believe there's an ice wall that surrounds the flat Earth. Okay, you can't believe right now that it's just some thick ice on a big ass frozen lake.
I mean,
It would have to be hundreds of feet thick.
yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, ice
It's
is
gotta be
just
at least
solid
like
water,
it's gotta be
right?
at least like 10 to 15 feet thick for tunnels, bro. Come on.
Thicker than that if this thing is living in the ice.
Well,
You
yeah.
all seem very concerned over the nature of the creature. Should we
No, I
take the mountain
couldn't care
pass?
less because I'll fucking kill the damn thing and skin it for a trophy.
All right, fortune
I
teller,
just
is it
don't
living in
think
the
it's
ice?
What you think it is. As he'll say in Draconic, change lightning, and you see before your eyes, fucking Chlora change from this like blue, from these red scales to like blue scales, and, like a little bolt of lightning out as it like lets out a little.
I look at the look at Jezza. Does it live in the ice?
It lives in multiple areas. It does sometimes reside within the ice. It's thick enough.
Hot damn!
You with a shin.
Oh, fucking! You've struck me thrice recently. I won't forget it. Strike Bryce once, shame on you. Strike Bryce twice, shame on Bryce. Strike Bryce thrice.
Strike Bryce thrice, and you get an award because you're saying a tongue twister fast enough.
Strike
Well,
Bryce thrice, and it
as
shall
I
be
said
your final
before,
strike.
You can always change the path you want to take. We have 2 days travel to get there.
Well then,
Not much we could do to prepare against a remorse. We could just move and hope it doesn't notice us or catch us. That's about it.
well, I've had my fill for the night. Unless there's anything else you wish to discuss, I'm gonna turn in.
Just nods. Thank you for allowing us to come with you.
Thank you for the feast.
He nods.
Bryce will take his leave early then.
Alright. Neve, Laszlo, Ithwin?
No, like Lazo stays quiet. No, no, sorry, Neve stays quiet. Yeah, good. Yeah. So I assume we set out tomorrow then. Laszlo will just pester Ithquin some more. Says that is by far the most debated, combative in debates I've ever seen you, Ithquin. Usually you resolve issues with with weapons, but words. Wow, he's sharp. He's sharp with the tongue too.
He thinks. Ithquin just thinks for a moment. Just for a moment. He has that jawbone on his head. He won't be able to fight back. I can just fucking kill him right now. Just real quick. Yeah, sure.
It's dead weight on the sled anyway.
Yeah, I'm down to progress the scene.
As you're discussing, Torpor heads back and regathers his weapons and comes back, and he kind of nods towards Ithwin. Feel free to grab those should you need.
Yes, I won't have to sneak off after you've fallen asleep to have it. Good to know. So he'll go and gather his weapons. As I was literally planning, like, alright, I'm gonna wait once the GM says some people are starting to head to bed, roll a stealth check to go collect at least a hand axe just in case.
You walk over to like the weapons and you see Silas is like stealthily flying over, picks up my rapier and flies it back to my desk.
Is Silas just biting the rapier?
Yeah, he just like Silas looks at you, there's like a moment of dead silence, and then Silas just begins to fly away.
Just gives him a nod.
You'll know as Torpor grabs the buckler and the rapier, he kind of like flicks his hands back and they disappear, and then he picks up his other weapon.
Ooh, he's a warlock. Or is that
Fancy
some
boy.
cool homebrew weapons? I should never assume things.
There he is.
You said that because he's a tiefling, didn't you?
No, because
What,
you get the packed weapons. You can make the weapons.
The tieflings are obviously going to be a warlock. This kid's just a great old one warlock. You got that divination.
I mean, Laszlo's an artificer, though, but that was because Ellie's just like, hey, you should play a tiefling. I'm like, yeah, sure, fuck it. You never see tiefling artificers, though, so yeah.
I mean, with Tasha's out, you can see anything, anyone is anything.
It's so good.
Stop being a coward.
We love it. We love the diversity and different class and race representation.
You know what we don't love? Wizards of the Coast specifically being like, we're going to make Counterspell much less effective by giving enemies stat blocks with like, oh, they cast a spell, but it's not really a spell.
We have an ability that is essentially just a spell, but is technically not a spell, so you can't counter spell.
Yeah,
like,
we don't like that in this household.
Well, Jez is asleep and Torpor is standing guard. What do y'all do?
Stands guard is Ithwin will keep watch for a little bit, just maintaining his weapons, kind of giving Torpor a little bit of a glare of just like keeping an eye on him. He's very protective of this young boy.
Is there a problem, Ithwin?
No, not yet. Hopefully there won't be one.
What is it you're concerned of?
We'll see. We'll see should it ever arise.
Is it not best to address it now before it does?
Well, I see you're very loyal to this young master, Reavers. I just hope your loyalties will not be end up being death of any of us.
Should you die as a result of Jez's actions, then that is what is best.
And if Jezza dies for the sake of my survival, that's what's best.
Do you threaten the young master?
No. I just want you to know where my head is at. Hopefully we can all get through this ice. Scathed, but alive.
He kind of like
To
he
hope
sheathes
to be
his
unscathed is foolish.
he sheathes his blade. He puts his shield on his back, and he's kind of like entering the tent with Jezza, and he turns towards you. I hope you know, Ithquint. Should Jezza die over this journey, I will hold you directly responsible. And I've killed people much stronger than you, much quicker than you could anticipate. And he goes into the tent. I hear Josh like grunting, like trying to figure out what to think.
No, Quint's just chuckling to himself. That's not grunting. You're probably hearing half of like a chuckle. From
I just heard you go like,
No, it's like chuckling, just like. And just chuckling to himself, just like, all right, so he has vanished, struck a nerve in the sky. Good.
I mean, you threatened Jezza. His one job is to not have that happen.
So does anyone else do anything for the night to fuck with the people we're sleeping around?
Bryce is a good person. He goes right to bed.
Right.
Laszlo is funny and annoying Ithquint. Neve is just gonna continue being a quiet little emo kid.
All right. Well, the thing coming up after this is probably going to take a bit. It is a... You can probably anticipate there might be a battle coming depending on how well you play it. Do you all want to end it here? Or...
I would love to, considering it's past my bedtime and I gotta get up at 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to end it here then?
If that's what we
Yeah,
want,
I
that's
guess,
fine.
since other people have to go to bed and a fight probably wouldn't end quickly.
No.
Yeah. Well, that puts us that the middle of next session you will reach Sigund.
Very good.
Very good. What do you all think of Jezza?
Very interesting. It's like, oh shit, oh fuck.
Getting the different types of
Not
sight.
only
We
are they an
got spirit
oracle, but they're
sight,
just
now
whipping
we
out
got
that, yeah, I
future
knew you guys
sight.
were coming, by the way. It's like, well, fuck. You caught just indefinitely catching us with our pants down then. And we just, okay, no, fuck, dude, okay.
Well, ending a little earlier, but that's fine. Alright, thank anybody that's watching. Gonna end that here. Be back hopefully tomorrow for my Mad Mage, not Mad Mage, but Descent into Avernus. We had a player just dip today. He just hit me with a message out of nowhere like, "Hey, I'm resigning," and then he just left everything and blocked me on Discord.
Wait, sorry, I spaced. Say that again?
Homeboy just randomly today. I was like, "Hey everybody, we're playing tomorrow." And someone was like, "Yeah, good." And then where was it? Oh, did the messages disappear since he left? Oh no, it goes right here. He goes, "Sorry, I'm gonna be resigning. Good luck." And then he just left. Didn't say anything.
And he blocked you?
Oh,
I mean,
my.
either we're not friends or he blocked me because I went to go DM him and it said that I couldn't message him.
Huh.
Weird.
Very curious. Like, you'd think, what, does he just got some shit going on, or did he just...
Yeah, I don't know.
Was
I
it
mean,
just a slow burn where he just...
No, he seemed good. He was enjoying the game.
enjoying the campaign the whole time, but didn't want to tell you, but then just tells it all by being like, "Hey, sorry, but I can't play anymore." And just kind of dips on everything.
Is this someone I know?
No, this is my mostly online group, so.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they just they seemed like they were enjoying the campaign. They liked the last one, so I'm hoping everything's okay for whatever reason. I guess if they weren't having fun, they didn't mention anything. But I mean, we made it like one session into that campaign, so this was going to be session 2 tomorrow.
Oh, well, what session? What game? What campaign?
Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus.
Oh, Avernus. Okay.
I just want to say I do gotta dip in. Any final questions, comments, concerns before I go?
No, you're
No, I think
good.
we're good to go.
Good
Good
for
on
the game.
Thank you for
about this.
playing.
Now about this Avernus campaign. What time are you normally playing, Chief?
Goodbye.
We play Mondays. We started at around 6 p.m. We may be
I literally missed the number, the time.
Yeah, he cut off for me too.
Yeah.
Mondays. Right now, we're starting Mondays at around 6 p.m. But
Okay,
that
usually about
may
3 hour
be
sessions?
changing to Saturday. Don't know. We got to talk about that as a group.
Okay.
Y'all have a nice night.
We normally do
Yeah,
4
cool.
hours for that one.
Okay. Because I might be interested. Because I would love to play more D&D, and my quote unquote current quote unquote Saturday group is we've been on hiatus indefinitely, and the campaign we're running in, we're like 2 sessions away from finishing anyway, but we've again haven't played in like 6 fucking months, so it's safe to say I don't have a Saturday group.
Aw, Justin, I see you in the chat. I love you too, buddy. He said he hated me.
Dang. Yeah, got him. Ooh.
Man.
Just tell him get fricked. Yeah, just.
Whoa, language. Do you want him to?
Hey, I'm not an affiliate yet. I can still say the bad words. Don't be
Yeah,
a
but if you
simp.
say frick, you'll never become a. Oh fuck! I said. Oh fuck! Oh god! Damn.
Oh no! Heaven forbid you say the S word.
Yep, the good old simp.
Yeah. Oh dang. Damn. You potty mouth you.
Hey, man.
Sausage.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Okay. Well, yes. I mean, if you're needing a last minute filler on that, like you said, it's Avernus, and you just started it.
Yeah, there's like a session 0.5. They didn't even get fully into the first session.
Okay. I mean, I'm just an itty bitty bit busy tomorrow, but
We'll
if
figure
I
out
could
what we're
say,
doing tomorrow.
I was about to say, but if you threw together just the gist of what the party comp is, I have a general idea of how Avernus is as a campaign, like the general themes. Just throw me the party comp, so I just have something to work off of, and then I'll just
They need a paladin or a cleric.
I can be a what?
They need a paladin or a cleric.
I mean, I can accomplish that. Like again, I can just go full blown little. Do you realize how many spare characters I have in the
right
back
now
pocket?
they have a sorcerer that plans on multi-classing paladin, but they're a sorcerer. They have an artificer. They have a fighter that plans on multi-classing barbarian. Justin is a wizard, and then we had another artificer, but they're the one that left. And then we have a human bard. Don't want to forget about the human bard.
So you have your front line. Yeah, I can make a cleric, and you'd prefer a beefier cleric as opposed to a caster cleric
but it's
person.
definitely, they don't really have like a high wisdom character, and they have a bard, so they have options for heals. But it's more so that they don't have any good wisdom.
Yes, and there are so many great wisdom options. Okay, so like I said, I have you added on Discord. Just shoot me the gist of the party comp, so that I can brainstorm it tomorrow while I'm doing brain dead activities at work. So
sounds good. All right, well, I'm gonna end the stream. It's been kind of just Justin says fire druid's a good option.
I'm already playing a fire druid, you fuck.
Exactly. That's this campaign. Have you used your wild shape yet?
I have not, because my wildfire spirit uses my wild shape slots.
That's cool.
Which is the case for a lot of druid subclasses. Like same thing for spores. The way you get just a fucking mushroom armor thing basically is you use
your slot
your wild shape spot. I think Circle of Stars does the same thing for your astral form. Fucking let me just pull up my app that has all the subclasses here real quick. Yeah, basically they're just like, hey, instead of being